Welcome back to the channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1. Today we are talking about a coin that looks ordinary to most people, but has shocked collectors, confused dealers, and quietly sold for serious money at auctions. This is the United States of America 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower $1. And yes, some versions of this coin are worth far more than $1. At first glance, this coin feels familiar. Big. Heavy. Presidential. But here's the twist. Millions of people have spent or ignored this coin without realizing that certain details can completely change its value. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to spot the important differences, the rare versions collectors fight over, and why one small detail on this coin can mean the difference between pocket change and hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dollars. Hold the coin up close on screen. Let the light move across it slowly. This isn't just any Eisenhower dollar. It was made to celebrate America's 200th birthday. That's why you see the dual date, 1776 to 1976. It's a bicentennial coin, honoring 200 years of independence, and it carries a design that never appeared again on dollar coins. Zoom in on the front. You'll see Dwight D. Eisenhower facing left. Calm. Strong. Presidential. Designed by Frank Gasparo, this portrait represents leadership during World War II and the Cold War era. Flip the coin. This is where things get interesting. Instead of the usual eagle on the moon, you see the Liberty Bell with the moon behind it. That design alone makes this coin instantly recognizable and historically unique. Now here's where collectors lean forward. Not all 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollars are the same. In fact, they were struck in 3 different places: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia and Denver made coins for circulation. San Francisco made special collector versions. And that's where value starts to climb. Show a side-by-side close-up of mint marks. If your coin has no mint mark, it came from Philadelphia. A small d means Denver. But if you see an S, slow down. That S could mean a silver-clad proof or an uncirculated silver version made specifically for collectors. Here's the cliffhanger most people miss. Some of these coins are not regular copper-nickel at all. They contain 40% silver. They look almost identical unless you know what to check. Tilt the coin and show the edge. A solid silver-gray edge is a strong clue. A visible copper stripe means it's not silver. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where auction prices jump fast. There are Eisenhower bicentennial dollars with doubled lettering, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. There are off-center strikes where the design shifts noticeably. Some were struck on the wrong planchet, creating weight and color differences that collectors love. These are not common. And when authenticated, they become very desirable. Cut to magnified close-ups. Let the camera linger. Tiny details matter here. Condition also changes everything. A circulated coin with wear is usually worth face value, maybe a few dollars. But uncirculated coins, especially silver ones, can sell for $20 to $50 easily. Proof versions with deep mirror surfaces often sell for $30 to $100 depending on condition. Now the big number everyone waits for. High-grade silver-proof Eisenhower bicentennial dollars, graded by professional services, have sold at auction for several $1,000s. Not because they're flashy, but because they are nearly perfect survivors of a historic moment. Here's a fun fact most people don't know. This was the last large-size dollar coin the United States ever made for circulation. After this, everything got smaller. This coin literally marks the end of an era. So ask yourself this. Have you ever seen one of these in a drawer? In a box of old coins? Maybe from a parent or grandparent who saved it without knowing why. Before we wrap up, take one more close look. Show the edge. Show the mint mark. Show the surfaces. Because small details decide big value. Do you own a 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower $1? Have you ever checked if it's silver? And which US coin would you love to add to your collection next? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. To sum it up, this coin isn't rare just because of age. It's valuable because of history, silver content, mint location, condition, and rare errors. Most are worth $1. Some are worth much more. And a few have surprised everyone at auction. Top 2. Today we are talking about a coin that most people completely overlook, even though it quietly made history and still surprises collectors to this day. This is the United States of America 1971 D. Eisenhower $1, and what looks like a bulky old dollar can actually tell a much bigger story than its face value suggests. Here's the shocking part right up front. This was the very first Eisenhower dollar ever released into circulation. The very beginning of the Ike dollar era. And almost everyone who's ever handled one assumed it was common, boring, and worth exactly $1. That assumption is where people go wrong. Stick around, because in the next few minutes I'll show you how to spot the details that matter, why some collectors actively hunt this coin, the mistakes that make certain examples stand out, and the realistic prices these coins are actually bringing today. Bring the camera in close and let the coin fill the frame. The 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar is big and heavy, much larger than modern dollar coins. On the front, you see Dwight D. Eisenhower facing left. Calm expression. Strong profile. This design honored not just a president, but a general who led Allied forces in World War II. That alone gives this coin serious historical weight. Now flip it over slowly. You'll see the eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch. This design wasn't chosen by accident. It directly connects to the Apollo 11 moon landing. The same year America put a man on the moon, this imagery was locked into metal. Pause here and let the camera linger, because this reverse design is one of the reasons collectors still love Ike dollars. Here's where things start to get interesting. This coin was minted in Denver, which you can tell by the small D mint mark just above the date on the front. Show a tight close-up of that D. Denver produced a massive number of these coins, but that doesn't mean they're all equal. The 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar has a reputation for weak strikes. That means many coins came out with soft details, especially on Eisenhower's hair and the eagle's feathers. So when you find one with sharp details, clean surfaces, and strong definition, collectors notice immediately. Now for the part that keeps people watching, there are known errors and varieties on the 1971 D. Some coins show doubled lettering in Liberty or In God We Trust. Others have die cracks, die chips, or striking anomalies that stand out under magnification. These aren't things you see at a glance. You need a close-up. A magnifier. Good lighting. This is where a $1 coin suddenly becomes something more interesting. Cut to macro shots. Let the camera slowly move across the lettering and the eagle's wings. Here's a fun fact most people don't realize. None of the 1971 D. Eisenhower dollars were made with silver. Every single one is copper-nickel clad. That's why collectors focus heavily on condition and errors instead of metal content. This coin lives or dies on how well it survived, and survival wasn't easy. These coins were heavy, bulky, and unpopular in everyday use. They got tossed into bags, drawers, and casino vaults. Finding one today in truly uncirculated condition is harder than people think. Here's the cliffhanger. While most worn examples are still worth face value, high-grade uncirculated 1971 D. Eisenhower dollars have sold for serious money when professionally graded. Coins in top condition have reached into the high hundreds and, in exceptional cases, over $1,000 at auction. That jump comes down to condition, strike quality, and I appeal, let that sink in for a moment. A coin many people ignore can quietly become a centerpiece in the right collection. So here's the question. Do you own a 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar? Have you ever checked it closely under good light? And if you could add one US coin to your collection right now, which one would it be? Tell me in the comments, because I want to know what you're hunting. To wrap it up, the 1971 D. Eisenhower $1 isn't about silver or flashy rarity. It's about history, first-year production, condition rarity, and subtle details most people miss. Most are worth $1. Better examples sell for a few dollars. High-grade pieces can bring hundreds, and the very best have crossed the $1,000 mark at auction. Top 3, today we are talking about a coin that almost nobody checks closely, even though it's hiding one of the biggest condition-based surprises in modern US coin collecting. This is the United States of America 1972 D. Eisenhower $1, and for most people, it's just a big, heavy dollar. For collectors who know what to look for, it can be something very different. Here's the part that stops people in their tracks. Two 1972 D. Eisenhower dollars can look almost identical, come from the same mint, the same year, the same metal, yet one is worth $1, and the other can sell for hundreds of dollars at auction. The difference comes down to details most people never notice. Stay with me, because I'll show you exactly why this coin matters, what collectors search for, the mistakes that turn an ordinary ike into a standout, and how much the best examples are really selling for today. Bring the coin up close and let it fill the screen. The first thing you notice is the size. This is a large, solid coin with real weight to it. On the front, you see Dwight D. Eisenhower facing left. Strong jaw. Clean lines. A design meant to honor a general, a president, and a symbol of American leadership during some of the most intense moments of the 20th century. Now flip it over slowly. This reverse design is one of the most iconic of the modern era. An eagle landing on the moon, olive branch in its talons, Earth floating in the background. This wasn't just art. It was a direct tribute to the Apollo moon landings. America had reached the moon, and this coin carried that achievement into everyday pockets. Pause here. Let the camera linger on the eagle's feathers and the Earth's shape. Because this is where things start to separate average coins from special ones. The 1972 D was struck at the Denver Mint, marked by the small d near the date on the front. Denver made a huge number of these coins, and that's exactly why high-quality examples are so hard to find. These coins were known for weak strikes, soft hair details, flat feathers, mushy lettering. Most of them never looked sharp, even the day they were made. Now here's the cliffhanger: when a 1972 D. Eisenhower dollar shows strong detail, crisp lettering, and clean surfaces, collectors pay attention fast. Because those coins are the exception, not the rule. Zoom in on Eisenhower's hair. Then move to the eagle's wings. Good lighting matters here. Many coins also show interesting errors. Light doubled lettering in Liberty or In God We Trust. Die cracks running through the fields. Die chips that leave raised metal where it doesn't belong. These aren't dramatic at first glance, but under magnification, they tell a story of worn dies and rushed production. Here's an important fact a lot of people misunderstand. The 1972 D. Eisenhower dollar contains no silver at all. It's copper-nickel clad. That means its value has nothing to do with metal prices and everything to do with condition, strike quality, and eye appeal, and condition is where things get serious. These coins were big and awkward to carry. People didn't like them. They got tossed into bags, bank vaults, casino cages, and desk drawers. They banged into each other. They picked up marks fast. Finding one today that looks truly fresh is much harder than most people think. Now for the numbers everyone waits for. A worn 1972 D. Eisenhower dollar is usually worth face value. A nicer circulated example might sell for a few dollars. Clean uncirculated coins often sell in the $10 to $30 range. But high-grade examples, the ones with sharp strikes and minimal marks, have sold for several $100s. And the very best, professionally graded at the top of the scale, have crossed the $1,000 mark at auction. Same year. Same mint. Totally different outcome. So let me ask you. Do you own a 1972 D. Eisenhower dollar? Have you ever checked it closely under good light? And if you could add any US coin to your collection right now, which one would it be? Drop your answer in the comments. To wrap it all up, the 1972 D. Eisenhower $1 isn't rare because of silver or low mintage. It's valuable because of how it was made, how poorly most were struck, and how few survived in top condition. Most are ordinary. A few are impressive. And the best ones are truly special. Top 4. Today we are talking about a coin that looks like it should be ordinary, yet keeps surprising collectors year after year. This is the United States of America 1974 Eisenhower $1. A big, heavy coin that many people have spent, ignored, or tossed into a drawer, not realizing that some versions are far more interesting than they appear. Here's the surprising truth right away. Most 1974 Eisenhower dollars are worth $1. But a small group of them, the right ones in the right condition, have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. And the reason has nothing to do with age alone. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'll show you what makes this coin special, which details actually matter, the errors collectors hunt for, and how much the best examples are really bringing at auction. Bring the camera in close and let the coin fill the screen. The first thing you notice is the size. This is a serious coin. Thick. Heavy. Almost metal-like. On the front, you see Dwight D. Eisenhower facing left. A wartime general. A two-term president. The design feels calm and powerful, exactly what the Mint wanted to project during a turbulent era in American history. Now flip it over slowly. The eagle landing on the moon instantly grabs attention. Olive branch in its talons. Earth floating in the distance. This design ties directly to the Apollo moon program. America didn't just land on the moon. It put that achievement on its money. Pause here and let the camera linger on the eagle's feathers and the Earth's shape, because this is where collectors start judging quality. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar was struck in Philadelphia and Denver for circulation. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark. Denver coins show a small D near the date. Show both side by side if possible. Millions were made, but here's the twist. These coins were notorious for weak strikes and heavy bag marks. That's the first cliffhanger. Most 1974 Ikes never looked sharp, even brand new. Eisenhower's hair often looks flat. The eagle's feathers blur together. So when a coin shows strong detail, clean fields, and crisp lettering, it immediately stands out. Now let's talk about what collectors really look for. There are 1974 Eisenhower dollars with doubled lettering, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. Some show die cracks slicing through the fields or running along the devices. Others have die chips that leave raised blobs of metal where they don't belong. These errors aren't dramatic at first glance, but under magnification, they turn a common coin into a conversation piece. Zoom in slowly. Move the light across the surface. Let viewers see how small details change everything. Here's a key detail many people miss. Circulation strikes from 1974 contain no silver at all. They're copper-nickel clad. But San Francisco produced special 1974's collector versions made with 40% silver. These were never meant for pockets. They were sold directly to collectors. And they're a completely different category. Show the edge of a silver coin if you can. A solid silver gray edge is a giveaway. No copper stripe. Now here's the moment people wait for. A worn 1974 Eisenhower dollar usually trades at face value. A nice circulated example might sell for a few dollars. Clean uncirculated coins often sell between $10 and $40 depending on eye appeal. Silver collector versions commonly sell for $20 to $60. But high-grade circulation strikes and top-quality silver proofs, professionally graded, have sold for several $100s. The very best examples have reached into the low thousands at major auctions. Same year. Same design. Completely different outcomes. So let me ask you this. Do you own a 1974 Eisenhower dollar? Have you ever checked the mint mark or the edge? And which US coin would you love to add to your collection right now? Drop your answer in the comments and let's talk about it. To wrap it all up, the 1974 Eisenhower $1 isn't valuable because it's old or rare in numbers. It's valuable because of condition, strike quality, silver content in special issues, and subtle errors most people never notice. Most are ordinary. A few are impressive. And the best ones are collector-level coins. If this video helped you see this coin differently, hit like so more people can discover it. Subscribe for more coin stories, hidden values, and real collector insights. And watch the next video, because the next coin you overlook might be the one everyone else wishes they had kept.